So last week, you guys wrapped up a conversation with Indomitability. You were like, nah, maybe we don't want his boon because he's saying go kill some people. You hid out in a tower. You found some drugs. You did some drugs. You fought some dragons. Call them what it is. And, a young woman named Tiljan was running away from people of her village because they looked like they wanted to, beat her up, murder her, get her to stop singing was really the end all be all. She appreciated the help and said, "Why don't you come back to my village and witness the madness firsthand?" You guys came back to the village, and I believe you guys kind of had like a conversation with the village elder, whose name was. Does anybody remember for inspiration? That's the only question I'm asking.
Hold on. Yeah, probably. All right. Who was it? The village elder?
Mm-hmm.
Papuven?
Nailed it. Dolan gets
Yep.
some inspiration.
Nice.
And Mr. Senor Papuven is right here.
But we didn't actually talk to him.
You are going to go talk to him, I believe, right?
Yes, we're
Yes.
going to go talk to him.
Okay. So you guys make it back to the village. I've got you guys sitting out on the water right now, just so that we could get you on the map and you could see what was going on. To give, I think we had talked a little bit about the setup, about how the majority of like the little huts are all along the water's edge. They've all been created with stone shape. There's a series of cavern openings along the hillside. And then up further, there is kind of like a watchtower area. That's where, as stated, uh, the elder sits up here. That's where Papuvin's hut or abode is. Along the wall, that's like here and here, you guys all notice a series of these Sela singing, and they are currently singing the Song of Forms that Tiljan kind of told you a little bit about, and that's the song that is keeping the forest alive despite the fact that it's trying to burn away. Um,
Is the water hot?
the water is warm, and it is a pleasant 120 degrees Fahrenheit here along the banks of this dried up river next to the lake.
We don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
Nice.
Um, I will tell you guys that you can go meet with Papuven, but you can also try to gather information around the town. There is, if you want to kind of like hit the fast forward button on this, I'm totally fine with that. If you want to do some role playing with this, we can do that too. So you guys let me know what you want to do.
I'm good with just talking to Papuven, but down to do whatever.
All right.
I kind of would be interested in just talking to some different people, getting kind of like just the feel of where everyone is in terms of almost like doing a quick little census with like some people, just like, how you feeling about the situation and, what's going on and everything like that.
If anybody would like to do that, we can do general investigation checks that might reveal information, and that if you are more interested about those topics, you can make other investigation checks that will further drill down on them. But it sounds like we've got some people that want to wander through the the stone. I guess we could call it town. Let's call it village, the stone village. And some people want to go talk to Papuven. Tiljan will readily invite you to follow her up the hillside to Papuven's area, but in no way does she demand that all of you follow her. The people in the town are kind of a mix of both, kind of not trying to not notice the obvious newcomers, while others kind of stare at you because you are effectively the first people that have just come here in over 40 years, and there are others that are just seemingly not trying to ignore you, but are just literally ignoring you. And then along the walls, there are people who are singing, some 4 or 5 of them. You notice as you kind of are moving into the town that they seem to be doing this in shifts. And so one of them will step down and another will climb up and start to the continuance of this song.
Right there.
I'm sorry, I gotta scroll out on the map. Sorry. Yeah, that's like it's kind of
Same
like
spot.
a yes, it's the sing spot. Yep, nailed it. Also, I can't help but mention how bad they did Tiljan and Papuvin, because the commoner, the Sela commoner, looks like that. And I'm like, how is that the commoner? And then the people who are actually like NPCs with names that you want to
Named.
interact with just look dirty and they've been set on fire forever. I don't understand. But okay.
Right. Well, I mean, they're more accurate to the situation, I guess.
Okay. All right.
Although, if you're arguing that they've been singing to protect themselves, maybe Papuvin and Tiljan don't do anything to don't do any singing, and so they're actually just like being affected by all of it.
Tiljan for sure sings. She is the youngest member of this village, and for sure knows the song and sings it.
Which one was Tiljan?
Tiljan was this one over here.
Oh my God, she's the youngest. She's 700,000 years old.
That's what I mean. They really did. They really did like the NPCs dirty in this. I'm just saying.
Like everything about her is just like droopy and old for like a 50-year-old elf who's like in her teens.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, I'm the
I've
young
been
one.
alive for 50 years, and I
They
look
just
like
used a different artist.
yeah. They like
Right. It's like goblins only live for 30 years, and I've seen 50-year-old goblins who look better than her. What the fuck is happening?
how does that work? But yeah, so I mean, if the party wants to do different things, that's totally fine. Just let me know what you're doing.
Yeah, so I think they're checking on Papuvin. I'm doing a quick little investigation. I don't know if anyone is joining one way or the other.
All right. Anybody want to go with Nim, or is Nim soloing this?
I think we should stay together just because this village is kind of torn. Like, probably part of the people don't want us to be here and don't want to get their hopes up. And if they're willing to kill one of their own, they could be willing to kill one of us. I think we should stay together.
What one are you talking about where they're willing to kill their own? Like on the bridge?
No, it seemed like from what we got from Tiljan was that half of this village kind of wants to call it quits and leave, and they don't want to keep singing, and they just want to just let the forest burn. And the other half kind of, I don't know if it's 50-50, but then there's another percentage that wants to keep singing and try to, keep running alive and save the forest. Am I accurate? Or
I mean, I think you might be. It's just more of a in that case, then yes, I like the idea of sticking together, and that's kind of why I want to take the census, is kind of see the feel of where everyone stands.
Got it. And so I think we should, if you want to take the census, I was just good with, deciding for them that we're going to help them save the forest. But if you want to take the census, then I think we should.
It's
should
more
do
of
that.
how we then approach it at
and then we can go to Papuvin together. Though.
Right. And then we can have all the information and then decide that it's just like, okay, we're going to come in and be like, most of the people want this to happen. We're going to make it happen. It's like, not everyone wants to, but like, hey, you want this to happen, so we can be quiet about it, or whatever we have to do.
Yeah.
So.
Smart. But I think, so we should take a census. We should do that together, and then should talk to Pupin together.
Agreed.
Works for me.
Okay. All right. So I'll sort of, rather than make you guys have to roll for this, what you guys are able to ascertain is there is a total of 39 Sela that live here in the village. You guys haven't killed any of them yet, so there are 39 still. 17 singers continue the Song of Forms in shifts. The singers include Tiljan and Papuvin. There are 22 who are considered rebels to this and want the song to stop and it all to be over. They are led by an individual whose name is Vuhl, V-U-H-L.
There is no Dana, only
Only
Fool.
Right.
Nice.
You said 22 people who wanted to let it burn and walk away?
22 people who range from fervent seeming acolytes to Vuhl and his contemplations of just saying, why don't we just let the fire burn out? Like, we don't need to exist anymore. It's natural. To those who are just so tired after 40 years of this, that they're just like, they just are looking for anything that would make this stop.
So the majority of these, if there's 39 total,
Mm-hmm.
22 of them are on the side of just let the forest burn.
So somewhere in between, right? Like I'm thinking like there are those who don't want to sing anymore. Maybe they do sometimes, maybe they don't. There are 17 that always do, but I'm grouping those that do that and those that don't with the ones that just don't in the 22.
Got it.
Interesting. So yeah, like you were saying, excuse me, the majority don't really want to keep up the good fight.
Tiljan will say to you,
it varies.
Tiljan will say to you that she sees the current leader Papuvin as this sort of like noble, selfless leader, right? Like this guy that realizes that this is daunting and this is like terrible and this hurts, but you just got to keep pushing forward because it's the right thing to do. And again, this is her own opinion. This is like a 19-year-old kid's opinion, 50-year-old, but as like this lunatic that just doesn't understand, but has this sort of just innate charisma that people are just going to him and just following his words, because he's claiming that there's a way to end this that wouldn't destroy them, but he's not really revealing what it is. He just says he's worked out a plan to make this stop, and people are sort of flocking to that.
Oh, I've heard about this before.
I've heard this before.
All right, so I guess we can kind of go to Papuvin. I think the idea is we're gonna try and figure out if we can convince him to tell us what his plan is, so that we can help. Since we are, like you said, trying to save them.
Okay. Trying to get that sword.
So yeah.
Give me that sword.
By save them, you mean get that sword, right?
I mean, taking shit.
I mean, ultimately they get saved or don't, whatever. How I think what we're gonna do is gonna save them. But if that's not what happens, then whatever gets us the sword. Yes, you are correct.
Ultimately, I will save you by
I also
murdering.
didn't forget what our goal is in this forest.
Right, exactly.
So is everybody?
I know it's not going in my hands, but I'm still excited about it.
There's no fucking druids in our group this time.
So Tiljan leads you into one of the cave mouths, and once you're inside, it drops to a more reasonable 105 up a set of stairs that brings you back outside, and then there is the
Celsius.
entrance of Papoon. No, you'd be all dead. You'd be burnt to a crisp.
No,
to
potion. It's magic, Tom. D&D.
No, remember, you can feel okay near it, but you still suffer its effects.
Of the potion.
Yes, potion effects. PE, take your PE class. And so you come up to Papuvin's hut or cave mouth opening. He's a little cautious at first, but Tilgen is like, oh my god, and then they did this, and then they saved me, and then that guy got stabbed in the chest, and da 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 da. And he's like, well, why don't you all come in? And as you guys are all starting to walk in,
Why don't you take a seat right here?
I'd like to come sit on this fire seat. It's really comfy.
You know she's only 50.
Yeah. And everybody give me a perception check, please.
I'm so good at that.
Don't worry, I got this.
Wow. Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I
Wow,
was
you-
just off of being 20,
I
and that
see
would have been a waste.
all.
It would have been a waste for me to get that 20 because it would have just been 27.
Oh my god. Everybody is crushing this. I'm so bad at this. Crush.
What the?
Hold on, give Chris a chance.
He has to roll it through dial-up.
That's the way it feels.
Send a fax.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're gonna fax you my
Take
dice
a
rolls.
Exactly.
I actually feel kind of bad right now because I'm wishing that there was a way that like in the early '90s I could have played D&D online where I faxed dice rolls back and forth, and I would have loved
No,
it.
you don't.
But-
No, you don't.
In the moment you're like, oh, it was a
Fail.
20. Ah! Oh, it was a failure. No. So everybody except Kane, which kind of makes sense,
oh,
What?
notices.
How dare you?
Did I not? How dare you? Do this.
I'm curious as to why it makes sense that King doesn't notice. What is he paying
'cause
attention to?
Because he doesn't
Kane-
need to.
He doesn't need to, exactly. You
I
guys
bailed
noticed.
Tom out, but
His
You guys,
bulging biceps.
you guys
Right.
Just
noticed
distract
slipping
self-flecting
out
in the
of
corner.
one of the lower caves.
how
and
you
paying
managed to see anything?
particular interest to everybody is this guy.
Uh-huh.
is that
Hey,
how?
who are you? We see
Take
you.
it in.
You're not hidden.
Take it in.
Okay.
Oh, he's
Side
he's
smile.
not trying to be hidden, and he is smiling at you like that as he watches you from the shadows.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, Hal's a Sela now. That's what he is. He wins
Yeah,
the
well,
top
He's
peg.
always changing it.
Changing
Right,
it up.
right.
All right, so Papuvin makes it clear that he's not looking for help, but he does welcome you in and gives you a place to be safe and escape some of the
He's
heat.
not
of the
looking for
forest.
help? Really?
Could've fooled me.
Wait. All he's concerned about is making sure that his people can continue to sing the Song of Forms. which
His
he
people,
sees-
do we explain to him that his people are about to turn on him? Like the majority of his people are not singing anymore?
He
I don't-
is aware of this, but he feels he still has enough people to keep this going.
Yes, but for how long?
As-
There is going
As
to
long
be a
as it
point
takes.
where people. But as long as it takes until what? To what end do you sing to?
I mean, also, I would anticipate that Vool will eliminate you as leader and then take over, and then everybody goes.
He thinks about this for a moment and he goes, everyone must choose their path. And my path is to
Oh,
ensure the
Gandhi.
life of the
Okay.
forest as long as I can.
Well, yes,
However-
but wouldn't hundreds of years of it not being on fire secure the life of the forest even longer?
That is not what my path seems to bring or warrant.
I mean, fighting for this forest. By singing, you're fighting for this forest. Why not fight for this forest in other ways?
Why not invest in
Like how the
firefighters?
bard does.
Yeah.
But
You
does
have
the
to
bard
play
sing?
and sing.
rolls those sweet, sweet 20s.
He will, however, answer questions if you guys have questions. He is happy to do that.
Good questions. Does he know any way to actually kill the creature that is pinned to the bottom of this lake?
He does not, but Tiljan like kind of beats him to the punch and says, "Well, there's a chance that some of the other Fae might know. They might know something, but it's not really good to go talk to them."
Why?
Why not?
Other Fae?
Yes, the other Fae in the forest.
In this
There's
village?
more of you?
No.
No,
in
no,
the
no, no, no,
forest.
no. They aren't Fae. That's why I got
Oh.
my
Oh.
backup. These guys are fucking whatever the not Fae elf, but with wings that don't work. She said Fae, which means the thing. All right.
Okay.
So, do you know that the thing at the bottom of the lake? Do you know anything about it? Do you know that it is Fae?
Well, no, I don't think it's Fae.
So, what did you mean by other Fae?
Like, well, I mean, there's Guinevere and there's Timbra, sure, Timbra.
It was Timbra last time. Your story's falling apart. Okay.
I think you're supposed to say Timber, but it's like Timbre, so Timbra.
It's going
Yeah.
down. He's yelling timber.
Yeah, Guinevere. She was the nymph that the fire stag. No, she is the nymph whose lake the fire stag is trapped in. Anariel. Was Anariel a Fae?
No, she was something else. She was a holy warrior.
Yeah, she was the hero of the forest. But was she? I'm sorry. What are these guys again? Saren.
Sela. Seela. Sela.
All right. Is that a type of elf?
The best I can tell is it's some weird like Fey elf thing.
Hybrid mix thing.
Yeah, they don't go any further, and they all have weird feathers that don't let them fly. So that's the best I got.
All right, J3, listen up.
Oh, I say,
So
I haven't achieved my 4 yet.
Oh my.
Anariel, we don't know exactly what she was, but she was loved by Timber, who was a Fae. We know that he was Fae.
Timber, sure. Timber was a dryad who was basically charged with taking care of the heart of the forest.
Okay, so let's get info as to where we could potentially find Guinevere and Timber.
Yeah, are these guys even alive? Because I know they were like part of the myth and whatever. Not
You
even
have to,
myth,
like, go into
if it
deep-
actually happened.
If you guys
You have to
want
go into
ask,
deep trance and meditate to speak to them.
Would that be a
you gotta sing the
history?
song. Actually, I mean, Tiljan's like, I mean, I could teach you guys the song if you want to learn the song.
I could perform the song.
It
Yeah,
takes
well,
hold on.
takes several hours. It takes several
Ooh.
hours to learn it.
You don't know that.
I do. I mean, I do.
Yeah, I know.
perform it or
He said,
to learn?
he said he can perform it. We don't know that just because you're a bard.
Ah, okay. So if you want to know about the kind of the creatures in the surrounding area, you can ask Papuvan that, and then roll an investigation check.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I'd ask him what the creatures in the surrounding area are.
Okay, so with a 15, I'm going to give you all the information because, well, somebody got a 15.
Yep,
Oh,
not me.
Mel did. Okay, yeah, you trip and fall into a fire and burn your face a little. You're fine.
My face!
So
1s and 20s, 1s and 20s.
So
Right.
the nymph Guinevere
Law of averages.
The
Renaissance.
story is that she has turned into something horrendous. Many believe that she was tainted by an unfulfilled jealous love for Anayariel, and
Yeah.
Anayariel's heart was only for the dryad Timbra. However, even before the forest was set afire, Guinevere and Timbra were rivals. Also, the Sela say that they were once a group of Merrow that lived in the lake. Merrow are like Murlocs from Hearthstone. They're fish people.
Nice.
Fish people.
Guinevere, it's not Guinevere, it's Guinevere, sorry, occasionally emerges for a small, meaty sacrifice that the Sela sometimes give. She's always hungry for the burning meat of animals. And when Anayariel died, Timbra donated a lock of her lover's hair to a shrine. And sometimes Sela who go exploring hear the dryad weeping for her lost love.
That's
Okay,
not
so
creepy.
Timber is still alive too. Timber. Based
It's-
on the
It
weeping.
seems like it, yes.
That's the insinuation. Okay.
And we're sure that the forest was definitely burning. And Guinevere was still Guinevere.
Guinevere's still Guinevere, but she's turned into some sort of horrible monster,
Okay.
they say.
But she was Guinevere when the forest started burning, like when this thing was pinned to the ground, she was still Guinevere. It was after that she turned into this creature.
You know what? Not really sure. The legend of her turning is old enough that it may have predated it, and
Okay.
the change may have something to do with her kind of, unrequited love and shunning kind of thing, or maybe it was because of the forest fire. Who knows?
Yeah, like
Or maybe is the creature pinned to the bottom of the lake?
No, Guinevere is
Okay.
not the creature. 100%
Right.
not the creature.
she's
Got
a
it.
nymph, whereas we're dealing with
Wait, yeah,
She's
fire
a crazy
elemental or
demon
something.
right now.
indomitability, some sort of weird thing that's pinned to the bottom of the lake. Timbra, Dryad, responsible for taking care of the heart of the forest.
So I guess where the people are, they're Sela, they're kind of like half elves things, something.
They're hybrids.
So like some have been around for, I'd imagine, hundreds of years, at least 100 years, meaning they predate the fire. Like, did they see Guinevere where they would have known her before this?
So Guinevere has a lair that is along the southern end of the lake, which is fairly close to where you guys are. She has a series of caverns that she keeps. That is where they sometimes go with like offerings of burnt meat and leave them for her. If in order to get to, what did we go with, Timbra? Sure. To get to Timbra, the dried stream that runs north leads through like kind of a stony walled valley that's rimmed by the trees on fire northeasterly from the village, and it's a couple miles to get to where she is.
I would definitely vote Timbra over Guinevere for any details and information.
Oh,
The trip to Timbra will take time and will take a toll on you. Let you know that. If you want to check out Guinevere's thing, it's relatively close, and you can see what happens when you go there.
I was kind of leaning Guinevere as well, seeing as how it's her lake. Then just, it might be some sort of an issue, but for some reason I just want to. I'm gravitating towards Guinevere for no real reason other than like, all right, well, like, could we potentially help and then get help from her?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that would be great. I just
Other-
thought she was going to be all full of distortions.
Other topics that you might
I'm
want
not
to ask
disagreeing.
questions
You
about,
may be 100% right.
if you're interested, is there are the Song of Forms. If you have questions about that, there's Tilgen herself, and of course this charismatic leader of the rebels, Vul.
Yeah.
If you want to learn
I
anything
definitely
about
think
that.
we should find out about him, and to our
Yeah.
party, not talking to the people here. He might be a better ally in actually destroying this thing and stopping the forest from burning than this half-proven. This guy seems like a total.
It might. Well, I mean,
Like,
where it's like he's
he doesn't
he's
want to.
charismatic
He doesn't.
and he hasn't said anything.
You guys just got here.
Right, but he
we've
also
been
like
talking.
We've already sized him up.
And-
he
and
doesn't.
I'm sorry.
Want his,
That first thing that you had listed, that's just the song that they sing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
I think our bard should definitely learn that.
I will
yeah.
learn the song.
So long story short. So
He
first
was
of all,
never seen again.
it does take several hours to
Now
learn
they've
the
got
song.
40 people.
Yeah. Second, the
Whoa,
seal.
we were supposed to start killing people, not adding to this shit.
Well, remember that's what Indomitability wanted you to do. Just show up and just kill all these people so they can't sing the song anymore.
Well, fine. Turns out we
shit.
only need to kill 17 of them.
The
Right?
Stila have sung the song or variants of the Song of Forms for centuries, though never so fervently as they do now. The original purpose of the song was to give body to the native spirit of the forest for holy festivals and to evoke in listeners nearly real images of the events told. The first words of the song are, "Life is a dream that has found its form. I sing these dreams, these tales, these legends, that they might be born." The song itself, from that point on, kind of gets real personal. People can kind of make up their own lyrics. Imagine a fairy blues jam, and that's kind of on point with what they do. Additionally, in the song, early in the song, most of the village will sing in tandem. So as we were born from the first tree, so as from our homeland's breast was cut a living blade, as this our lives are bound to thee, the forest's heart in Timbra's glade. And that obviously refers to the first tree of the Inundotar, which is where Dryad Timbra is bound, and that the living blade was crafted from. The Sela also say that it is very rare that she will accept visitors, and will go so far as to say that she is oftentimes do not disturb, is to put it lightly.
Indisposed.
Okay, so it's hostile either way, it sounds like.
Fucking party, dude.
So, I think probably the close one for the time being. Then maybe reassess and see what we want to do at that point. Like if we can, I mean, if we get an ally, great. And then if we can try and sneak away and get the other one, awesome. That might be mutually exclusive because there could be some not like between the two. So what are people thinking?
I think that sounds
Well-
good. Do we want to talk to Vul before we leave
Probably.
and see if we can gauge? Because like he maybe just doesn't want his people to be burning alive anymore, and he doesn't want to burn alive anymore. Doesn't necessarily mean he definitely wants the forest to burn to the ground. So
right, it's more of just like, dude, fuck this, come on.
exactly.
This hurts all the time. Stop singing so we don't have to deal with it. But then it's like, oh, we can just put the fire out? Yeah, that's fine too. I mean, it's mostly the burning that sucks.
I've been working on this thing. It's called a fire extinguisher. It's going to go great.
It's gonna be
It's
big.
called a
It's gonna be
fire
big.
outerer.
Outerer, yes.
But all that's been happening so far is I've been calling out, the fire flames for being gay, and it's just like, oh crap, now I'm in trouble. They're being disowned. It's a whole thing.
It's
Very,
bad.
very Christian flames around here.
Christian Faye.
If it's
Yeah.
Christian, then it's a fire smoter.
Christian
It's
Faye,
it's fine.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Christian ones would just sacrifice everybody and then hope they rise on the third day.
Did they come back? No? They weren't holy enough.
Yeah, they weren't. We guess they weren't
No one's
zombies. Were
singing,
they?
then where are we going to hide these eggs?
We're gonna hide these chocolates.
All right.
All right, so you guys wrap up with Papu.
Vool.
Yes. By the way,
Volavoom.
VUHL, Vool.
Oh yeah.
As
Yeah,
you,
we
as
already
you-
know from the only Zool.
Only Zool. Okay, fair. As you guys head out
Still
and go
gonna say
back
it wrong.
through and go down the stairwell, he's standing outside, just leaning next to the entrance of his cave, looking super cool, smoking a cigarette, just like not even
Really?
caring that the world's on fire.
All right, 24. All right.
He like
How many?
smokes 72 packs a day in this burning forest.
He's just like, I live
he's
forever. I
smoking a
don't
cigarette.
give a shit.
What?
The amount of smoke
ri-
is already inhaling.
this is worse than constant fire. Okay.
It's like,
Sure.
not hot. It's not hot enough. That's what I'm thinking.
Right, exactly.
He big grin on his face as he sees you approaching. He says, "Hey, visitors, how are you doing?"
The real question is how you do it.
Oh, I see.
So
you
is this
talking
the,
my
the,
language.
ha- the
Here we
sideways
go,
smile guy?
Sylvanas.
Yeah, this is Vool. This is Vool, baby.
I'm
Okay.
saying the picture you showed us.
Oh yeah, let's get another quick peek at this cat.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. And
Um,
he stays standing like that, like looking
he
away.
just never
but, like,
shows you his full
side
face.
eye.
That's all. Yep, side
He's
eye.
like, hey, visitors, and it's just like, you're gonna turn to it. We start to walk around. He turns.
He just keeps
Yeah.
slowly shifting. Yeah, he's facing the
We
wall
start to
now.
try and surround him. He goes to a wall.
No,
You
you
say,
guys
oh
surround
no,
him.
I only look at you over my shoulder.
You guys surround
Right.
him, and you realize his whole face is just half a face. You're like, oh shit. But
Just
he
every
like,
direction, it still looks in that same angle. It's like, how is he doing this? What are you guys
He goes-
seeing? Yeah, just the one side.
so creepy.
Holy shit!
He goes, he says, I see that you've been talking with the competition, so why don't you come inside and I'll offer you some food, comfortable place to sit, and maybe a different point of view.
So
Well, I guess it will be a different point of view because we'll be staring at a different area.
Oh no, you'll only ever see this side of me. That's all.
Oh, okay.
It's my best side. There's like a glint on the teeth, like bling.
Right. This guy is.
So yeah,
shit.
he brings you in, offers you some pillows and cushions to sit on. Of course, they've got soot and some ash on them. Offers you some burnt acorn husks, but assures you that they'll taste delicious. Tiljan, do you let Tiljan come with you or no?
that's up to her. I mean, if she wants to.
She comes in, she's like, "Don't listen to him."
Oh, stop it now. If you're gonna do that bullshit, then you can go.
No, I
You
want to
can
hear what he
stand
has to
outside
say
with the
again.
other
You
NPCs.
want to hear what he has to say, then you need to
I want
pipe
to hear what he
down.
has to say again because it's wrong, and I'm going to let you know I'm wrong.
Typical protester.
So
Yeah.
Always
He-
causing stuff.
he explains.
It's like that is the idea.
He explains that maybe you guys, maybe you can help me. You see, I don't want to be doing this anymore. And the only way I think we can be done with it is to stop singing. And I think the only way I can get people to do that, the last of the folks here, is to cause a disruption for at least a few seconds. And then I think that will trigger the end. And my plan, it's a little shocking, so hold on to your pants, shirts, or whatever you've got.
Not wearing pants.
I got
Hi.
suspenders.
I propose, hold on to those snappy straps. I propose that we bring Timbra here and kill her in front of everybody.
Whoa.
At which point Tiljan's like, "You fucking monster!"
Does she storm out?
No, she starts to cry. She gets so upset she starts to cry.
Cool, cool.
All right,
goes-
I will.
He goes,
I'll
"What-
take her and guide her out.
No,
While
I want to hear the rest of what he has to say. This horrible man, Sela. I mean,
but I'll I'll make eye contact with Mel as I make my way out with her.
He goes, listen, I get it. This isn't what any of us want to do. But I truly believe that it is against the natural order that we all sit here suffering and continuing to burn. Every life form in this forest deserves to have peace and an end.
I totally agree with you.
In fact, Timber herself has been burning on fire for 40 years.
Mhm.
She deserves
You'd
some.
be doing her a favor. I think that there might be one hiccup with that plan. Is that if we kill Timber, we stop singing, then the creature that is causing the forest to burn will be allowed to cause everything in the world to burn. So then we are just allowing this hell and this misery to be everyone's hell and misery.
So you're saying that my people and I should stay trapped here forever?
Not at all. I totally agree with you. This is not natural and it needs to be stopped. I don't think by killing the heart of the forest we're going to stop it, but I do think if we can put our heads together, we can figure out how to permanently eliminate the creature that's actually causing the problem. What do you think about that? And then you guys can continue to live in a non-burning forest, not burning alive, or go anyplace else if you want to.
What if?
And nobody has to sing.
What if
Mm-hmm.
the sole reason the creature is burning us and everything around it is because it's so angry it can't get out, and all we have to do is let it out?
Oh, well, we talked to the creature, and it definitely wants to burn everything else. It definitely wants to be freed, for sure, so that it definitely can burn elsewhere. It does not like being trapped here. It wants to spread its fire.
Well, isn't that what a fire's job is?
Yeah, totally. So I think we should extinguish the cause of the fire. And I think we're capable of doing that.
Well,
especially if you were to help us. Help you.
Despite this killer smile, my body is old and feeble, and unfortunately, I don't know how much help I can be. But I do have information that perhaps could be of some service.
Yeah, I think information is huge.
So the nymph Guinevere, where she lives, I know for a fact that there is a shrine to Anayario, that a lock of hair donated by Timber was placed. That lock, if you can secure it, may be the way to secure a conversation with Timber. Should you do that, perhaps bringing her back here to do one thing or another is a possibility.
Are you trying to trick us to bring Timber to you so you can kill her?
I mean, I already told you what my plan is.
Mm-hmm.
But I did just, free of charge, tell you a way that perhaps you could gain access to her.
Mm-hmm. To bring her to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, gain access to her because no one's done that in 40 plus years.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Thank you for that info. I think that's the only bit of info that we have that could even potentially get us into some sort of dialogue with Timber. So we should desecrate the memorial to her dead lover, and then she'll talk to us. Is that what I'm hearing?
Okay. I think that that's your best chance to do that.
Okay.
And he kind of stands up, kind of like achy, like holds his back for a sec, and he walks outside to where Nim has brought Tiljan. She's like, he goes, Tiljan, look at me. There's more to this than I just said. You know this. Look at me. Tiljan looks up, weepy eyes. You see? There are some secrets we can't share. And you see that she kind of like looks at him for a moment, kind of squints, and then kind of slowly nods her head, and then kind of wipes her eyes and starts to walk away, not crying anymore.
What the heck does that mean? I just did an insight. So can I insight any of that? Like, is this motherfucker fucking with me? Like, what's that?
So it seems like this guy is completely on the level with you. Like everything he said has truth to it. And everything he says, I mean, kind of fits into what you're seeing is a possible way of dealing with this problem, right? Like, it's just he might be a little bit too violent in his approach for the likings of Tiljan and others. But I mean, if the heart of the forest is tended by Timber, and you kill Timber and the forest just burns from because whatever she's doing too is not there anymore, that could be another way of ending this. So
Okay, hmm. I'm going to thank him for his time. Does anybody else have any questions?
I can't think of anything.
Not currently.
it's just flexing in the corner. Think about this.
I'm gonna kind of like put my hand on his shoulder while I'm thanking him. And then I'm gonna see if this does anything. I cast Lesser Restoration on him and see if it like helps kind of his ailments or his body pain or his lung cancer too.
Let me see.
Hmm.
I gotta look up the
Yeah, I don't know why it's not even giving me an option to show it to you guys on there.
Which are you doing? Not the healing hands or the lay on hands?
No, it's a spell, Lesser Restoration. I get it. I just have the ability to use that because of my Celestial Legacy. And I can use it once per long rest, so it actually doesn't use a spell slot. And it's just Lesser Restoration. It says you touch a creature you can see. Sorry.
Yeah, why
You
is
touch a
it showing
creature
that?
and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Obviously, it's not really any of those, but just his general illness or maybe his aggression.
So as you lay your hands on Vul, it seems like his body like relaxes a little bit, but the magic itself doesn't seem to have like anything beyond just that sort of, like when
Just feels a
somebody
little
like,
better.
yeah, like when somebody kind of like rubs your shoulders, like is it doing
Mhm.
anything? Probably not, but like your body kind of goes like, oh, that's nice, kind of droops a little bit, and so that's what you see visually.
Okay.
But I also think that I'd like you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Um,
and as you're kind of conducting this process on, your contact.
It's not really, wait a minute, it's not an 11. I don't know why. Because I rolled an 11, but I have a +8. I don't know why it's not adding that either.
Okay.
I
Yep.
should plug in.
You
So it's a 19.
you get this like equal sense of calmness. It's almost like he's radiating something in return to you. You're not quite sure what it is, but you get this feeling of just of like maybe this guy's all right kind of sensation. Like it's not like it's not like a compulsion. It's not anything like that. There's just a similar feeling of like, I mean, your head seems to be a little messed up in the direction that you're suggesting, but also maybe you're not so bad. That's kind of the reaction that you get as you do this.
That's nice when you're burning alive. Appreciate it.
And then Moruk, are you in the cave with this scene happening?
Yeah, I'm here with you guys.
You wanna just give me a perception check? Somebody's eating those burnt acorn husks, and that's all you can concentrate on because they smell kind of nasty, but when you chew on them, taste really good. He was right; they do taste pretty good. All right, so you guys want to go check out Guinevere's Shrine of Love, as it's titled?
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
I feel like we're playing Brian's game, so here we go. Let's go here. Let's do.
Now this is which one? This is Guinevere.
This is Guinevere.
Guinevere,
Yeah. Or
the closer one.
Guinevere,
Alright, do
like
we-
GW.
We have to bring her some charred meat.
Right, that's what I was gonna just mention. So we are killing one of the
Sela. You just stab.
Did we still want me to learn the song, and therefore I had to spend like 2
Oh
hours?
yeah, we're leaving you behind.
Okay, cool. Okay.
You're one of them now.
There is
Okay.
no Savennis, only
Yeah.
Bool.
If you
There
want
it
to
is.
play, you have to get a different character.
Do you want to be Torrent for this fight? All right.
Right.
I mean, so I'm gonna suggest that you leave Hayden
Savennis
or
behind.
Hayden
Right.
and Kristen behind, and Torrent will offer to protect them. And if you want to leave Savennis behind too, I guess you could do that as well. Do this.
I mean, that's fine.
And I'm gonna bring you guys to a different map. Shrine of Love. And if it works out, you guys should be able to see something when you get there too. Guinevere's Pool is the most beautiful place left in the Fire Forest. The water here is only about 3 feet deep. It's filled with scattered patches of burning reeds, crimson flowers that crackle atop an island in the center, and their embers drifting lazily in a slow. It's like a balmy 92 here. Tree branches sway above the water, and their heat almost hypnotic. However, the water itself is a flat gray that has been coated in ash. Scattered along the shore, bits of animal bones. As you arrive on the southern wall, there is what seems to be an obvious cave. And I will make a and go like this. Boop. Right about there. So you guys decide where you want to be. Remember, you guys are, I think Oh yeah, I moved these tokens from before, so if you guys want to fix your tokens and say you're all healed, you can do that. But
I'll be right with our NPCs over here.
yeah, so the
Torrent,
map.
you
The
said
map.
you were gonna protect them,
How did you
and
get
then
here
you
before
brought
us?
them with it. This is not. Why would you even offer anything? Just all come along. Yeah, and you beat us here. You're lucky I'm not playing Gust.
Oh my god, they just disappeared. Magic.
Oh, I didn't even realize I cast Spirit Guardians, and it's now taking the form of them.
Oh yeah, you should probably
Speaking
take
of
that
which,
off. You should
I was
probably take
just gonna
that off.
say.
I think that was
I
on.
like having the idea of it.
Yeah,
To know
I
where
think
it
you had
is.
that. I think I had left that on for the entire spirit elemental fight, and I'm like, why is there blue on the map? I don't. Oh, that's why. But yeah, so there is this island in the center, and then there's some cave mouth over here. The little dots represent like literally like lily pads and leaves that are on fire burning on top of the water, but it is kind of beautiful in its own sort of destructive sense.
All right, and then what is it that we can't see here? Sorry.
So it's just the sort of inner part of the island.
Okay.
It just
So it is
it's sort of
just that island.
yeah, it's just it's like a big island covered in trees. There does appear to be like several small like cairns or like little tiny structures that somebody may have taken the time to like put there, but it seems sort of like idolatry or sort of like totemic type stuff.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, so what are you guys thinking? Do we go for the cave? Do we check out the island because that's probably where the shrine is, and then see if she comes out of the shrine, or do we go right to it? And also, how do we want to handle this? What are we doing?
All right, how about this? You guys talk
Whose
about
idea
that.
was this?
I'm gonna run to the fridge and grab a beer, and then you tell me when I come back what you do.
I thought he said bridge, so that was weird. The fuck?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. We definitely need to come bearing gifts, whatever we do.
Yes.
Are we sure that the shrine is here?
I think so. I mean, we knew that this one was pretty easy to find, so.
Okay. I'll be back.
We're here to
Okay.
desecrate the grave.
Right.
Is that it? We have spray paint.
All right, now I have to check my spells for different things.
I have a quill with unlimited ink.
Oh, what? That's awesome. Why?
Scribe wizard.
Oh, cool.
How many dicks are we putting on this? I don't. Is that the angle?
So, when the samurai would commit harikiri or seppuku, whichever you prefer, the idea was to kind of cut and get across, and if you can get back around, depending on some that would kind of be the idea. But I mean, then that's what the second is there for. So I mean, maybe it's just try and get like at least 5 before she comes out and stabs you in the stomach. I think that's reasonable. I mean, what do you think? Well, I don't know how fast your hands are.
It's quick.
Oh.
It's very quick.
What are we talking? Like 15?
Like a wizard.
I don't know if she even notices. We could get the whole island just covered.
Would a normal
What is happening
wizard?
right now?
It would look like a high school desk.
Yes, I
Like
can
a
make it look like
detention
that
desk.
and very quickly because I can write like
That's
10
what the
times
fight's
faster.
for, to protect you. Oh my
I,
god.
c- I can write, yeah, because I think I'd have to read it again, but I'm pretty sure whatever it takes a wizard like an hour to write and copy in his spell book, I can do it in like 10 minutes or something.
Oh jeez.
Something
So,
like that.
so what is the plan apart from just defacing property? It sounds like.
Yes,
That's it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
You got
yes.
it. Yes.
Rapid, rapidly make the grave into a high school desk.
Okay. So
Like I
as-
imagine like
Like-
super bad-esque.
Mo was here.
forever. um. So yeah. So what are you guys gonna do?
I guess that's not the gift that Mel was talking about bringing.
No, that was just for the attention.
That was just me. Well, we're bringing like the charred meat and stuff. So this is the decorative the presentation, if you will, of the dish. This is a curly little fucking lemon that they peeled off or something. So, do we have to go like hunting? I can purify food and drink, but I can't make it.
You guys know that. So there's this island here that's got all like stuff on it. You know that there are like
They have
bones
so much
and-
more stuff on it.
offerings over here, and then there is a cave that's over here.
Oh, there are offerings.
It looks like yeah, people just like drop them on the riverbank, and that's where people put them.
Okay.
At,
All right,
at this
then.
point, they're all bones, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. So they're not offerings. They're the remnants of offerings.
They are eaten offerings.
Okay. Because like the idea of having some offerings to offer would be awfully nice.
If only Nick Offerman was here.
Nice. We could offer him a well-crafted table that would then be on fire.
Mm.
All right. Do we have anything?
Okay.
Do we have the time to listen to the bard whine about how he can't make food?
Or wine.
No, that's
And
wine.
dine.
How he
There
was
you go.
left behind.
Mm.
Oh!
Oh!
You sure you
But
didn't
not left
multiclass into
behind.
bard?
Stitch in time.
Not yet.
One of us.
Why be one class when you can be all classes?
3 in every spellcaster. So yeah, do we have anything that could make something like any sort of offering, or do we have any sort of thing that we could offer and maybe not treat her like a monster, see if we can maybe stop her and help her? Or are we just fucking going for it?
So I have a quick question. Are you guys huddled up having this conversation here?
No,
Did
this
you
is
have this
on
conversation
the way.
there? Okay, just
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, we we get there and then just go,
Guys, what should we
hey,
do?
wait a second. Right. So, does anyone think does anyone have anything that they would think of as an offering potentially? I mean, because I don't really have much to offer.
Maybe somebody pocketed some of those burnt acorns.
Were we
Right.
told about desecrating this to get her attention, or did I just make that up?
I think you made that up.
No, the desecration was about going to the Dryad, Timber, and
Oh,
the whatever place of Anariel, and taking her hair, and then that would bring Timber
This
to us. And then Jen had mentioned, so your idea is to desecrate the tomb, and that would make him happy.
So
all right.
I want to clarify just real fast. The lock of hair is here, supposedly, in the shrine. And if you get the lock of hair, that might broker the chance to have a conversation with Timber that could allow you to bring her back to the Fey village, at which point Bull could kill her or other things could happen.
So, wait, is this not Gwenvere?
This is Gwenvere.
So both of them?
Okay, so Gwenvere, this is Gwenvere's home, where you're at right
Yes, the nymph
now.
of the lake.
This is a shrine to Anayariel,
Yes.
somewhere here. Somewhere in
And
that
then
shrine.
there's the lock of hair, and
Mhm.
then Timber is also kind of around. So it's all in the same place that all that was being talked about.
Nope. So remember how Timber was several miles northeast of the village, and you'd have to
Okay,
go
so
through
we
several-
would get the hair to bring to Timber.
Got it.
Was the thought. Okay, gotcha. All right. But the hair is here. Got where you're going now. I thought he was around. Because it was said that sometimes if you're near there, you can hear the crying, whatever. So, yes, we're here to hopefully, maybe, if possible, talk to Gwenvere, because it's her lake. There's a flame guy in there. I mean, I feel like she would be a good resource, both potentially, fight-wise and informationally. So, I kind of don't want to get her mad. Also, if we can figure out some way to connect this flame thing with being the problem of Enriel dying or something like that, that would be excellent. Get everyone on our side either way, in memory of Ariel. Bard, get on it.
All right, what am I doing? Sorry.
Making a song
Okay.
that lets everyone know that the fire elemental thing is the reason that Anayariel died. And if that turns out to be a blatant lie that can be easily detected, then you fucked up.
Oh, okay. I will try to weave some
Like if they know that
some
she was just a
deception
human, and they were like,
into
no,
there.
she was gonna die anyway. We know this. We know you're lying. It's like, oh, come on. Savannah's.
I
They
will
already
try
knew.
to weave
Now you
some
have to lie.
deception in.
I
What?
also think it's something to note, as this might be a conversation that this could happen. Remember that there is a mechanism for changing the status of people, right?
The let's talk it out
So,
thing.
yes.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So, yeah. Get that cancel ready.
Nope, I didn't do that.
Right.
Okay, so
So
with
I think
that,
we're going to the island?
well, so
Question
did you
mark?
guys did you guys bring an offering?
Would we have had time to have gotten an offering?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hunted something on our way there, killed it, and
Like,
scorched
if
it.
that's, then yeah.
You know what? You know what? Why don't you guys? Why don't we do a little luck? Who wants to be lucky?
I do.
Okay.
Oh,
Pick a die, pick a side of the die, and roll. Tell me if you
really?
get it.
Nothing to do with like nature or survival. No checks like that, like a D&D check for finding.
For this one? Nah, luck.
All right, so you're talking like D20 or D12 or
Fuck
D10,
survival.
You could
And
roll
then-
a
It's
D100 if you
overused
want.
as is.
and odds or evens, pretty much.
Yeah, pick what you want.
All right, we'll go with a D20. You want me to pick odds or evens or something more specific?
You said you feel lucky. You tell me.
We'll go with odds.
May the odds ever be in your favor. Oh, and with that, you guys have acquired something, an offering that you can leave. 6 charred squirrels on a stick.
Squirrel.
So as you get there, where do you put this offering?
We'd want to put it right on the altar, right?
Well, there's the stuff over here that was the remnants of offerings. But yeah, I mean, I think the ideas were coming up here anyway to the shrine.
Again, the water is 3 feet deep everywhere in here, so you can move where you want to be.
Are we moving as a group?
Yeah, we should probably move as a group.
All right.
We want to go lower or higher?
Hold on. Do we like this setup? Should we change? We should change Moruck. Feel like that's okay. I think we go lower. If anything comes out, and feel free to say no if that's the case. If anyone thinks. Yeah, Moruck. Might even shift up. And then I don't know where can we actually go up? Because if we see that there's like an obvious platform over here or like flat area that leads up, and then we would go that way.
I'll say that where you're at, there's maybe like a stone plinth or something that you could easily put your squirrel skewer on.
Okay, but then in terms of to get up into here,
So it's just the map itself. There's not really a way to get up in there. So do you place the offering?
sure.
As you place the offering, there's a subtle rustling in the water right behind Moruck. As this creature emerges, as it comes out of the water, it says,
You do. Why do you bring me an offering?
and I need everyone who turns to look at this creature to give me a wisdom saving throw. Paladins' auras are on? Yes? No? Or they don't have that yet? Level
Always.
I don't know
6.
if I have that yet.
I think I do.
Crushing.
So Venice, do you roll anything besides 20s? Like I'm
Yes,
just
nat ones.
Right. That's what's pointed out.
I think Kane's the only one who didn't roll.
I don't know why it's not giving me my +8 on my
Well,
wisdom.
it's okay. I'm adding to the
Yeah, mine should be 18.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Weird.
weird.
Yeah,
What has happened?
Kane.
my -1 didn't come up.
Kane,
What,
did
yeah,
you?
none of these are. What the hell has happened right now? Okay.
Kane, are you still with us?
I'm checking if I do have an aura. I thought I did.
I think by 6th level
Yeah,
you should have
kinda.
an aura.
Yeah. Yeah, aura of protection, 10-foot range.
All right. So
What's
if
the addition?
I don't want to split up the paladins
+4,
unless
What-
+3,
Can't have-
right?
+3. Yep.
yeah, it's +3 at 6. I think it goes up at a certain level. Does somebody want to roll for Chris? Just
Sure. Wisdom save.
Yep.
Decent.
So that is
so
12.
again. How is it? I'm just asking. How is it at 12?
Because the wisdom that it's not adding
Oh, it's
anymore.
not adding the wisdom. Okay.
And then
All
the
right.
aura.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was like with his wisdom in it. Okay, so in that case, everybody passes, and you are currently not affected by the horrific appearance of Gwenvere. But she says,
You have brought me an offering. So few do these days. Why?
Oh, what happened? I lost the map as well. I can see our names, our character names, but I see no images anymore. Is it
What-
just me?
what's really weird is I don't see you in roll
Is
20.
that better?
Weird. Okay, I'm gonna log
Oh.
out.
Yeah, that sure sounds like a reload.
But yeah, so that's what Gwen asks.
Jen, what color is your aura?
It is indigo.
I don't know what
Does
that
that make you an indigo girl?
is. That right?
Sure.
Now I have to look up fucking colors. Jesus. Is it
Indigo's
like
feel like
purple or
Peter.
pink?
Indigo's
Alright, so
purple.
Indigo
doesn't matter.
Montoya?
Inigo? So she asks a question. What do you guys respond with?
Because we think it's unfair what's happened to you, and we want to make it right.
What do you know of my story?
And then I kind of
Outsiders.
recant. I recant what I know of her story.
It sounds like you are trying to see Timbra. Big T.
Yep. Yeah, we'd be trying to see Timber too.
I'm not sure I should work with outsiders. So much pain. So long alone.
And so if people want to try to convince her, she is currently neutral because you guys gave her an offering. She was going to start hostile if you didn't do that.
Can I try and persuade her?
So does that make us smart SMRT?
Smirt.
I'm going to guidance him. So D4. Wow, there you go.
Wow. All right. So anybody else helping, or do we feel confident a 19 is good?
I mean, I could help. Roll again. Or let's see. Yeah, I'm just helping.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, with a 19, she sighs and says,
Perhaps it has been too long.
and she says,
Should you go through the cave mouth, I will not stop you. At the far end of the cave, there lies atop the altar the last vestige I have of my only true love. Ooh.
and then she dives into the water and disappears.
Wait, I wanted to ask her about the lake and stuff.
She comes back. Little fart bubble rises.
Yes?
Are you aware of a creature that is pinned in your lake, as I have heard?
I am.
Do you know anything about this creature that you would be willing to share? Things that might help us defeat it?
I don't know if it can be defeated, but
Oh, yeah.
should it be released, it will likely be far harder. But that would require souls who are willing to swim down and try to deal with it. The beast lies some 20, 25 feet down at the bottom of the lake, just off or just outside the shores of the Sealy village.
Is there anything that you could do that would help us be able to breathe, potentially?
Does Guinevere have anything she can offer? I mean, she is offering to not try to kill you right now. That's nice.
And yes. I mean, it's just and also is there anything else that you need or require? Would I assume the forest burning would not be something that you reject?
She, like shockingly fast, has already devoured like 3 of the 4 squirrels that you brought. She goes,
I always appreciates more food. Burnt, of course. The forest does save me that in cooking time. But I will say this. Should you get the aid of Big T, perhaps I'd be willing to aid you in one way or another. She has not spoken to anyone in a long, long time.
What could we do to persuade her to our cause?
Bring her the lock. Also, before I forget to tell you this, the altar may be in fact trapped.
With what?
A powerful magic that I may have cast upon it.
Could you tell us how to
Unmagicize it?
unmagicize it?
So I don't know how you know the word unmagicize. Only the
Dispel.
The most profane
How
of
can we
sorcerers know
dispel?
this.
I was taught this in my time as an inquisitor.
she immediately slashes your throat. You bleed out in the water. She's like, Inquisitor! No.
Used to. I
could
blocked
you
her with a Borax fucking Claws.
Boreas's claw.
How
I definitely have
strong?
on. Those
How
were
s-
awesome.
How strong of a spell did you cast?
Wicked.
I was drunk at the time. I don't
I
really
was
remember.
super drunk, and I don't know. I don't even know how I did it, but I did it. So let me tell you this. At
Okay.
the end of the tunnel, where the lock lies, there is a mirror. If you touch the lock,
Just
it
dealt with
triggers the
mirror.
trap. But if you don't use your eyes, perhaps it won't work.
So we had to close our eyes and run through the tunnel.
Wow, this one's the smartest one of the party, isn't it?
Hmm.
Something like that.
Listen, I'm just a singer.
She goes, Gwen, out! Disappears under the water. Bring more squirrels! Bubbles up.
Bubbles up, bubble down.
Bubble
Alright.
up, bubble down.
Heading to the cave.
To the cave.
As you guys come into the cave, you guys can all go into the cave. I'll give you a description. You see that at the very end of this tunnel is a shrine with a full-length mirror, like it's got to be 6 or 7 foot long, that's held up by a frame of bones, mud, and some. It literally looks like vines that sort of wriggle around it. There's a simple stone idol of what looks like a humanoid form that sits on a podium beside it, and around the idol is wrapped a 2-foot length of blonde hair held together by a copper clip. There's a pile of old moldy blankets that lie on the floor nearby, and without making any checks, you realize that this is probably where Gwen sleeps when she's not hanging out in the water doing whiz biz.
Hmm.
Anybody who can do it, anybody who is proficient in it, can give me an Arcana check.
Oh. Oh, I do have
You-
proficiency.
yeah.
Aha.
Alright, you two
Okay.
nerds.
I was like, "Where's Morux?" And Morux like, "One, I don't care about this shit."
I was hoping that was Savannis.
So unfortunately, Savannis continues
Ones
to know
and 20s,
everything.
ones and 20s.
So Savannis, you realize that this is a cursed mirror trap. Basically, anyone who touches the cursed object, I'm sorry, anybody who touches the trigger object, which is obviously the hair, while they are reflected in the mirror, or tries and breaks the mirror, triggers the trap. The trap is the creature is cursed, resulting in the following effects. The creature's figures are distorted and look hideous, giving the creature's disadvantage on charisma and saving throws. Charisma, ability checks, and saving throws. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against the mirror's owner, and the attack of the mirror's owner does extra damage to it. So really, if you guys had come in here first, tried to grab the lock, and then had to fight Gwen, it would have been bad news bears. But you made friends with her. She told you this was a trap. You also know that a successful dispel magic can suppress the
Ooh.
magic for 1 minute, or anything that causes the mirror to not see the creature can make it so that you can get the item and not be cursed.
Do we have a spare cloak that we can hang over the mirror?
I literally just told you there's a pile of blankets on the floor.
Oh, then I'll grab the blanket. Sorry. Whatever. I wasn't listening to that.
Here's all the information. Does anyone know how to stop this trap?
All right. I'm gonna take the
Remind
blanket and
me
put it
again,
on.
what did Gwen say about who the smartest person in the group was?
I told you.
She was talking about the squirrel.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes. So
Okay.
I'll cover that.
So you cover up that, and you guys have acquired the lock of hair.
Fun.
Okay. So the next step is to go check out Big T, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So her domain in the heart of the forest is several miles north of the Sela village and along the path of the dry riverbed in a gorge. In order to get there, the book suggests a series of random encounters. I don't want to do that because it's going to take forever. So instead, I'm going to have you guys roll me four four. Hang on, I wrote down my rules for this, and now we're gonna go find them again. We're gonna do con saves. We're gonna do 4 con saves in a progressive DC. The first DC is 6. If you pass it, nothing bad happens. Basically, you handled the first obstacle with no problem. As we get to the end, if you fail them, you suffer 1 hit die of damage on your character. So if you have a D8, it would be 1d8. You could get away with only taking 1 point of damage, or you could take the full 8. If you have failed a con save and you roll a 1 or a 2, it doubles the damage. So you roll an additional die. So don't fail the con saves and you'll be all set. So let's get through this and then we can go to it. So first
For
con save,
everyone?
DC 6. Yep, everybody make a con save. Savannis, totally fine.
Cool. Keep on keeping on.
Totally fine, Kate.
You can also add your +3s to that.
Right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's a good chance you guys could go through this totally fine. All right.
That's
Mel is fine. Moruck is fine. Everybody's fine. Everybody passes through the first blockade or the first obstacle. Second one, DC 8. See, roll. So Venice, it's a good thing you've got help from your friends.
Yes.
well, that's just the number 2.
Yeah. I don't know why
That's
it
fair.
didn't.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not rolling.
everybody's having that problem tonight. So
Yeah, which is weird, but that
uh-oh.
one.
That would be a
Uh-oh.
10 for me.
Okay, so you make it. You make it. Good. Okay. All right. We go to the third obstacle that comes in your way, and this time it is a DC 11 con check.
Oof. Con save, right?
I'm
Not
sorry,
con check.
Con save. Sorry, my bad. Is that everybody?
Chris? Oh,
All right.
Was the 10? Yeah, 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the 10 was from the last one. Okay. So everybody passes the third one. The last one is a DC 13 con save. And if you fail this, you will take 2 hit die of damage.
Killing it.
Come on, Moruck. Be the one that fails.
I
Ow!
did fail.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, because you didn't add in your the
Plus
bonus +3 from your wisdom. Wait, is that your total?
No, even with the +3, it's still only 11.
Yeah, but is 8 your
Oh,
total?
you don't have a bonus to your con?
Yeah. What's your
That is
con?
with my +1,
But it's 12.
Okay.
unless it's not adding that +1.
It's not.
I don't think it is. It's not.
It's not.
Yeah. I got excited for a minute that I did some damage to the chosen one, but apparently, you guys all make it through. Damn it! Thought I'd do some damage to you. And so, I'm gonna bring you guys to the heart of the forest.
The heart of the cards.
Beat me to it.
Dun, 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 dun. No, it's not Yu-Gi-Oh. It's not Yu-Gi-Oh at all.
As you reach the end of the gorge that you've been traveling along, a beautiful stone staircase leads up some 30 to 50 feet to a clearing surrounded by burning roses and thick trees. This entire hill is engulfed in fire. The hill is some 40 feet in diameter and surrounded by all sides by walls of fire, as you can see here. Atop the hill is an old willow tree, almost identical to the willow in the shrine of Anayario, and which you guys never explored. Curled beneath it is a woman whose wooden flesh flares with horrible fire. And this is an image I want to share if I can get to it. It's a little messed up. There's no way you don't have this image. Come on. There it is.
Wow.
The clearing itself is still fiery, its grass flickering with additional flames, and any creature that steps into the clearing will take 1 fire damage for every square that they move. At the end of the clearing stand a pair of giant boars that also are on fire and act as guardians of Timber's Grove, Big T's Grove. They bristle as you come and approach the edge of the wall of fire. What do you guys do?
Do we want to call out?
Yeah, probably.
Yo, Big T.
Leave me. Leave me.
What is it that leaves you in such a situation? We wish to help.
I need no help from outsiders.
Kind of looks like you do.
Perhaps it's outsiders who you need help from. Specifically.
She just kind of turns, just like in the picture, and just covers herself. You can't see it, but you can tell she weeps as she burns.
Is it one that you lost that you weep for? Is it the pain that you feel?
What do you know of this?
Only what I've heard. But perhaps you can explain more. Perhaps not.
So if Navi was in front of you, Navi would be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Because didn't you
No.
just acquire an item for this very reason?
Listen.
Oh, the
No,
lock.
I know.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I know. I wanted to introduce. Not just, yo, check it out, Big T, fucking hair. But like, yeah, sure, fine. That's fair. We'll get to it. Here it is. You know, hey, look, this person. Remember? Why you're crying?
She, as you kind of remove the hair, its presence seems to like bring her out of her reverie, and she moves forward, touching each of these giant fireboar. Which, by the way, let's give credit where credit's due. Yep, giant burning pigs. And they step aside, making
They
way
look
for
more
her.
glowy, but
They
That's
do,
okay.
yeah. I think the image that I found of like the burning deer was way more on point, but. And she steps through the firewall and reaches her hand out. Says, outsiders, you bring something I have not seen in a very long time. May I hold it?
that's why we brought it.
Anna Yariel's been coming to us in dreams, telling us
And
to come here to aid you.
How is
and
that?
this was thanks to Guinevere, who even she is concerned for you, even though your differences.
She takes the lock from you and like clutches it to her face, and shockingly, though she burns, the hair does not, and she weeps openly in front of you as she kind of settles herself, which seems like it would border on impossible because this person is burning alive in front of you. She says, what is it that I can do? What do you ask?
We wish to stop the flames.
She almost like cracks like the slightest of smiles. Says, I do so wish that were that easy.
We didn't say it
What
was going to be easy. We just
What
said
is-
we were going to stop it.
what is your plan? And I would also say that if you want to, like, you can say whatever you want to her, but if you want to try to make this a persuasive thing, you could also do that.
Ooh,
Or deception if you're trying to do something in a deceptive type. So
I'll try to persuade her.
Guidance.
Whip.
D4 on guidance.
Oh my god, did you just roll another 19?
Make that
Yes.
23.
Oh.
And a 4? Wow, Jesus Christ. Okay, so you have moved her from neutral, which is what she started off indifferent, then moved to neutral when you gave her the hair, and with those rolls, she is now friendly, and she gives you a shit ton of information. So here it is. The willow tree that the giant willow tree that burns in the center of behind you, right there, was the first tree of the Inadotar. It was blessed by a deity of life, and its planting marked the founding of the entire Inadotar forest back in a time of primeval everything. This was before men walked the earth, before the races kind of came and buildings and cities were built. The forest primeval was what ruled everything. And its first seeds that grew from this tree were the Sela, the children of the forest and the caretakers of it. The elves themselves came ages later. That's how old the Sela are. Timber herself came from the Song of Forms, which awakened her spirit from the subconscious of the forest. Timber recalls the oldest stories of the Sela and how they learned that song from the rumblings of the very earth, from the caves deep under the forest. For something under the earth sang to them, and they in turn sang back. In a time of great crisis, when the Shehalisti first assaulted the Inadotar elves, the warrior Anayariel came to rest in the glade, and Timber cared for her and came to love her. Big T gave her a gift, a branch from this willow tree, a part of herself, and with that blade, Anayariel led the crusade against the Shehalisti and drove them back to their lands in the east. Years later, the forest was infiltrated by something vile, a creature of indomitable life which infested the nightmares of the forest and would not let natural death take its course. Anayariel died after she imprisoned the creature, and survivors erected a shrine to her in the hopes that her spirit might be as resilient as that of the beast she defeated. But when the Shehalisti came again 40 years ago, there was no hero to save them. As for saving the Sela, Big T confirms that the Sela are more directly tied to her tree than to the forest itself. And though the tree will burn, if the fire stops, there is a branch that may still yet live. And as long as it does, the Sela may not die. However, the branch only lives when it is bonded to a living creature. And the living sword, which is currently pinning Indomitability to the bottom of Lake Sela, it is still bound to the dead Anna Yariel. If the heroes intend to retrieve this sword, Timber concentrates for a moment and then says that she has ended the bond to the sword. Now, if someone pulls the sword out, it will bond or attune to them instantly.
Hmm.
However, pulling this sword out will unleash Indomitability upon the world. The beast is weak from its long imprisonment, but will still be formidable. The forest will burn down, but as long as the bearer of the living sword survives, so will the Sela. Eventually, the forest will take root again, and the Sela will be able to bond to a new first tree. Timber knows and accepts that she will die when the forest burns down, but she accepts this fate and looks forward to a chance to be with her true love in the afterlife.
Wow.
I was going to do that in that haughty, breathless voice, but then I was like, nah, I'm just going to read it. She looks to all of you and says, apart from this knowledge,
Be right back.
I know not what I can do. Savannah says, I'll be right back, and goes to piss in the forest trees. Gets burnt because he stepped off the path. Apart from this information, I don't know what else I can do in this weakened state. Know that the sword does come with a price. And that although one might bind to it, there may be additional costs with what Indomitability has caused it in lack of power. I would like to go back and sit by my tree. I wish you luck. I wish you all the favors that I can grant, which are not many. And I would pray that you'd let me keep this last token before I die. What say thee, party? Get her?
Will everyone in the forest die as a result other than the Sela?
Those who should have perished will finally perish. Those of you who remember the vision that Kristen provided about bodies being hid in some sort of sanctuary, never dying, just on fire. The first creature or humanoid form that Sylvanus met that tried to rise up before it finally obliterated into ash. How long had that been going on? The fire bats that attacked that meant that when you first came in that were so crazed by being on fire for 40 years were just savage beasts. These will all expire, as they should have long ago. But the forest may yet still live.
All right, well. What's everyone thinking?
Kind of seems clear what we have to do then.
All right.
Killer.
Let's get that sword.
Oh, geez, we're gonna have to take the sword, and somebody's gonna have to bond to it. Oh, okay.
So,
all right. I guess I'll do it.
do you allow her to go back to her tree? With the lock of hair?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's hers.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. The wall of fire comes back. The giant boars step back into their sort of guardian position. Ooh, come back. All right. Stage has been set. I think the real question now is, does anybody have breathe underwater?
Do we have to befriend the mer people?
Well, let's do
Right.
this. I'm going to grab you guys and bring you back to the village. And then I'm going to drag the map down a little.
I had a
And I'm gonna,
question about the village when it shows the water depth. Underneath the water, it shows more like cave entrances.
Mhm.
Are those legitimately there, or
Those are legitimately there. And right here is where indomitability is skewered to the bottom of the lake.
anybody around here has to have water breathing for us?
I mean, you've got some hardy people that maybe could dive down and swim through the water.
That's a con thing, right?
Yep. So basically, if you hold your breath in 5th edition, unless you're murdered underwater, you will not run out of air. Because it's the amount of rounds it takes to run out of air while holding your breath is stupid for 5th edition. So I'm not going to worry about that. Your movement speed, swimming, I believe your speed is halved. I'll have to look this up for next week. I know I've looked at it before, but I'll have to go through it all and I'll get it up for everybody and have it ready for everybody. But it sounds like you're going to have to swim out there, try to kill this thing in the water. Or you could try to pull the sword out of it in the water, but then that's going to unleash it in the world. So, got choices to make. I also remind you that there are some things you've learned about. You've learned that there may be some fish people in the lake. You've learned that there is still a bearded devil somewhere that wants a scroll tube that you haven't given to him yet. And there's a weird, creepy lady that you just gave skewered squirrels to that might try to help. So, who knows? I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I'm looking at just every spell I could even have, and the only thing I have is water walk, and it's like, that's not helpful.
I mean, it would help to get out there. You could, instead of swimming, you could just
Right,
walk on the water and get out there. And just
get rid of it, and then it just
bloop,
drops
down
you
in the water.
down.
Yep. Hold a rock as you're standing there and just down.
Right.
The other thing to consider, just as far as like favorable concepts, is you guys are only supposed to be 4th level when you do this. So you guys have some extra firepower. I am gonna do some stuff to make this fight a little more interesting, but I think that this is what we should. I mean, conversation can continue right now, but I think that this is probably a good point to kind of close in right now. When you do come back to town, you are approached by Vool, who says, "Hey, and can't help but notice that you don't seem to have a dead dryad with you or anything. What happened? Is that happening later? What's going on?"
Yeah, that'll have to happen. That's gonna happen later.
I see. Can I offer you any more burnt acorns?
I'm full. I've had squirrel.
Oh, gross.
You gotta eat,
Gotta get that protein.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So all right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Tilgen is like thrilled when she sees you guys and is like, "Oh my God, did you meet Timber? Did you meet Big T? What about Gwen? What was Gwen like? Did she eat anybody? Sometimes she eats people. You guys are all here. She didn't eat you. Okay,
No, she ate half of us.
so now we only have half a face.
Right. We're
It's
all
back of
ghouls.
us you can't see.
Yeah, keep looking on the left. Don't look on the right. Don't look on the right.
Yeah, I definitely have some concerns about the fact that we have no one who is going to be able to get us down underwater.
Oh, I mean, I think
So,
you
like,
guys can get yourself underwater just fine. It's just what you do while you're
Yeah.
down there. That's
and
the
also
thing.
maybe getting up. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the only issue I'm seeing, though.
I will just for further descriptors and whatnot. The lake is relatively clear, so you will be able to see. Like there'll be some restrictions, but you will be able to see when you dive down. Um, what else? It's not the lake is not boiling. Like it's steaming a bit, but it is not boiling. So like you're not going to take heat damage while being in the water. So that's a boon. Um,
I found it interesting that the sword, or the branch of the tree, for the tree to still be living, needed to be bonded to another living creature. This entire time, it's been bonded to Anayariel, which suggests that, though dead, she's still somehow living. Am I understanding that correctly?
so you're not wrong with that consideration, but Annie Ariel is most definitively dead. However, her last act, which kind of really drained the magics of the sword, was to indefinitely pin this creature to the bottom of the lake in an attempt to sort of like lock it down and keep it from further destruction. Unfortunately, that kind of coincided with the Shealesti showing up and being like, the best way to stop the Regesia from moving forward is to set this place on fire. And as both of those things happened, it made the fire never go out in the forest, and we are where we are now, which was why, um, kind of cryptically, Big T said to you guys, the sword may require more than just someone bonding with it, because the power of the sword may have become like taxed and latent with what it's been charged with for the last 40 years, which is holding this creature of incredible power to the bottom of the lake.
Um, do we know where Anayariel is buried? Or
Uh,
entombed?
there was a shrine to Anna Yariel that was in a different part of the forest that you guys did not go to. Um, her remains are there. I did not have you guys go there, because we were trying to like fast forward through this book, but also because there really wasn't much you could get out of that besides some more lore that Big T kind of just filled in the backstory of.
Okay. And then we can also talk about, do we unleash it and then attempt to kill it, or do we attempt to kill it while it's pinned to the bottom of the lake? Like, so if I feel like it would be easier to kill if it's pinned to the bottom of the lake, potentially. But
Right.
obviously, if we were to have this gnarly sword to sort of help us out, it might be easier to defeat it if it was not pinned. But it could also just run the fuck away and not engage us in a fight at all.
Yeah. We
Okay,
have none
so
of those four.
lake diving. We might as well just talk about it right now. Swimming in the lake is fairly basic underwater adventuring. But note, if Guinevere is dead, the lake is boiling hot. You guys did not
It's
kill
not.
Guinevere, which means it's not boiling hot, so you're okay. The lake is murky either way and filled with ash that causes everything within 20 feet to be lightly obscured. So you have 20-foot vision, but beyond that, lightly obscured, and then 20 feet beyond that, heavily obscured. However, to get down to the 20 feet where indomitability lies will require more than a round or two max to swim to the bottom, depending upon movement speeds. From the surface, the heroes can see a glowing red light marking where Indomitability's stag body lies when they near its location. Once they go under the surface, they can see a large stag pinned on its side, its flesh flickering with fire that sends up small bursts of steam. I will hold off on
Hey,
more
you're from the
descriptors.
cover.
Nailed it. Figured it out.
Oh, and you know what else about you?
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes
You
you.
don't have any friends.
Nice.
Yeah, so water breathing is druid, ranger, sorcerer, wizard, but we don't have any of those at a high enough level. So,
I'm sorry, but to Dolan's question, you guys could swim down and try to defeat the creature where it lies there, struggling, pinned by the sword. But you realize that that is probably not going to do anything. I mean, it's been under a river, pinned to the stone ground for at least 40 years at this point, and hasn't died. It hasn't drowned. It hasn't whatever. So you could reduce it to like 0 hit points and then try to pull the sword out, and that's probably going to trigger it to spring back to life, kind of like a vampire with a stake through its heart, kind of thing.
so because that's right. There was the whole thing about like it can't be defeated, which is why this even
That's why
happened.
Anna Yariel did this.
Right. Well, maybe she was just weak.
I mean, yeah, maybe the hero of the forest was like a
that's
level
probably
2 hero of the forest. Who knows?
Right. She also didn't have water breathing. So this guy's gonna be a total bitch. Is what I'm understanding.
It definitely sounds that way.
Right.
Well, so I mean, you guys probably guessed this since Kevin already figured out that it was the guy on the front cover of the book. He is. This is the big boss. Like this is the final battle of this book. And then the fallout of this battle and what happens is potentially very interesting, as it will definitely move the story one way or another.
Also, we've got that demon devil
Yep.
fucker
You got Kuzak running around.
who's gonna be like possibly coming in either during or right after. In the vulnerable minute after the penalty ends, sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know how we kind of end this thing though. That's the biggest issue I'm kind of seeing.
I think that it's fair for me to say this, that although this creature, its name is literally indomitability, right? Like indomitable, you cannot bring it down. It can be brought down, whether that's due to it being weakened for so long by its current predicament or not. Once you unleash this thing, you got to take it down, or it's gonna burn this place first and then try to burn the world.
Right. Got a song for that. Okay, well, sounds like we're going down, pulling the branch and going from there. We'll have to change our actual numbers and stuff on this character, on these characters on this map.
On this map,
but,
yeah.
But that's
And
okay.
I should also tell you that both Popovin and Tiljan are willing to help, and they are both bards as well.
Ooh, inspired.
You're inspired. You're inspired. You're inspired.
Is there anyone else who would be willing to help, or is it just? And I know, obviously, asking for like, it's like, yeah, there's 35 other people. It's just like, fuck off. There's too many people. You
remember,
got these two. Get out of
22,
here.
yeah, 22 of them could also
Just
try
want
to
this
not
to
help.
end, though.
Yeah, they could also try to not help by doing other stuff. Now, I'll be very honest. I am not going to make 22 additional combatants on this map. We did an epic ending to Rime of the Frost Maiden with I don't know how many things on that map. I did not count, but there was a lot. I'm not doing this at the end of a book 2 encounter. Just saying.
Oh, I know what my next thing's gonna be. What I'm gonna replace one of these soundboards with. But that's okay. We'll get to that.
But all right. So it is 11:30. If folks want to drop off, totally fine. I'm going to take a quick bio break. If anybody wants to chat for a little bit longer, cool. So I'll hop back on. But thanks for playing. I hope you guys are having fun still. And we got a big boss battle next week, so we'll see what happens. We'll be right back.
Sounds good. Night, guys.
Cool.
Nice.
Later.
So many high rolls.
You'll never defeat me at your level.
Pretty much.
I'm also bathroom breaking, though.
And Eric, since you're still on, I will also
Yep.
throw this out that in the chat, I put a spell that was discoverable in the first book called Cancel. I thought that
Okay.
it most likely was something that that TJ's character could use, but
Okay.
it does not have like a class specificity to it. And so if you want to consider that as maybe something that you can put on your list, I think that that's equally something that we could talk about if you want to do.
Okay. I'll
He got
read
the
into it.
book, though, and he's a big fucking nerd, so.
A BFN.
Right?
I did bring that up in the interview today that I was a big nerd.
In a positive way, or
Yes,
you
in
were
a
kind of-
positive way. They're
okay.
like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a nerd. I like nerdy things. I ski and I'm an outdoors guy." And it also helped that the HR person had all these little magnets from Mario. Like it was all like a Mario scene. I'm like, "Oh, perfect. My people."
Right.
It's got a lot of flair going on, Mario flair.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it was like a little Mario, a little Luigi, little blocks with coins and mushrooms above it.
I'm not gonna lie, your mic cut out a little bit, and I thought you were calling Luigi, and I'm like, no, that's not acceptable. You just don't do that,
Yeah, Luge.
Luge,
Yeah, my bro Luge.
my bro
Wait,
Luge.
so are you being Mario right now? Stop it. Yeah, my
I
bro
don't have the
Luge.
time. I don't have the time to pronounce the I. I just gotta go with
Right.
that. I'm gonna call him
My bro
Lug and move
Luge.
on. My bro Lug.
Right.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see how this goes. I've got some plans for this fight. Keep it interesting. Um, it, we'll see what happens. This creature has some definite plans in mind that you guys are probably not part of. So we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Well, yeah, but fuck this guy. Oh shit. May
Yeah.
13th. That's when the sale ends on Mass Effect. Because Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, is on sale for like $6. And that's all 3 of the first games. And, you know, it's something where it's like, it's an amazing first player, like, or single player game to run through. I'm actually going to have to grab it.
I had a buddy who unfortunately has since passed away, but he was a huge Mass Effect fan and always talked like he was just like, this game is the best. I've never played it.
It's worth picking up. It's on Steam, $6. It's definitely something I would recommend. I mean, it's a ton of time, so like it'll take you forever to get through because you know now we have kids and there's only so much time to actually sit and play. But when you get to play it, holy shit, you won't be able to put it down until you're all the way through. It's incredible. Like if I had brought it up when TJ was here, he would also be jumping in. We played the multiplayer of Mass Effect 3 all the time, and it was just PvE, and it was very fun playing that with him. So it does not include that, unfortunately, which is why TJ and I were like, with some of the stuff where it's like, I don't think I'm gonna get that. But now that it's on, Steam for $6, yeah, it might be worth it.
Maybe.
Even with the fact that it's EA, so you have to have this other bullshit installer, which I'm not happy with. But whatever. Things happen.
It is fair. Things do happen.
Indeed, they do.
Indomitably.
Yeah. Yeah.